Mark Miller allegedly told 95% of the comic book audience is not on Twitter, says statistic must be mind-blowing for the company marketing departments. Twitter is a hive full of pestilence and disease, and yet I don't know what it is. I still like Twitter. Mark Miller, his comics are mean. They're vicious. They're superhero comics. Most of what he writes is superhero oriented. Maybe you saw Kick-Ass. Veteran comic book writer Mark Millar has claimed that he was recently informed by a marketing expert connected to one of the big two's publishers that 95% of the comic book audience is not on Twitter, a revelation which he believes must be mind-blowing for the company marketing departments. This is why Mark Millar is based, by the way. Look at his Captain America. Look at him. He's pointing to the A on his head and he goes, "You think this letter on my head stands for France?" No, it stands for America. Athesmo says it's actually an H. It just closed up. It stands for Hail Hydra. Captain America, as it turns out, was always a Hydra agent. He was never really an American. Thanks, Marvel. Great job. Miller revealed this supposed statistic on May 28th, tweeting from his personal Twitter account, quote, "Here's an amazing stat I heard yesterday. Only 10% of comic buyers have a Twitter account, and only half of those accounts are actually active. Thus, 95% of the comic book audience is not on Twitter." He continued, seemingly commenting on recent the heel turn by many publishers, including Marvel, DC, and even heavy metal, towards ignoring and in some cases even outright insulting their established fan bases in favor of appealing to imagined audiences on social media. These guys think it's so fucking cool to insult their fans. Look at this. This is just amazing to me. Neil Gaiman yesterday said, hey, Comicsgate. Oh, how sweet. It's Comicsgate. Aren't you extinct? How could we be extinct? This kind of stuff makes us grow. It adds more people to our legions. Comicsgate isn't just a group of fans. It's just people who are going, hey, what's going on? Everybody who kind of wakes up to this, everyone who accidentally gets red-pilled to what's going on in comics and the shitty attitudes of the creators therein as the comic book industry continues to shrink and lose ground to Japan, wakes up and becomes Comicsgate to some degree. Even if they don't want to apply the hashtag, it doesn't matter. You don't have to join the club. When you look at this and you have a guy who says, respect your fans, these changes suck, respect your fans. Heavy Metal Magazine responds, no, no, period. You're hemorrhaging sales, you're making terrible creative decisions, and some fans are complaining. So let's hold on a second. Let's go back and take a look. Here we go. Heavy Metal Magazine mocks fans not happy with the new armored Tarna cover. Here's Tarna. Here she is now, all covered up. But we just see this happening over and over and over again. The comic book Taliban comes in and says, no, no boobies. We must cover the female form. We can't make comics be sexy. We can't make females look desirable to the male eye. We can't do that. That's the worst thing in the world. So we're going to cover them up like this. Let's just make her into RoboCop. So you go from this. All right, as you can see, Tarna is typically depicted in a bikini outfit. That changed in Tarna number 5, where she put on a full suit of armor. Speaking with CBR, Phillips discussed, I think Stephanie Phillips here, female. I have nothing. It's activism. It's this weird kind of activism where it's a fun second. You forget who your audience is, and you're just like, I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do something that personally appeals to me. I'm gonna change this character because I find this character offensive in some way. All right, one really cool element to the finale was getting to design new battle armor. We created some of the coolest armor. I hope we get to see beyond the issues. We work together. It's a cool look, blah, blah, blah. Oh God, nice artwork. I don't like this character. I don't like this character covered up. This is not sexy. This is not cool. It is weird. I don't know what it is. She's got a little look of anger and illness. Anyway, they finally cover she up. Most people have more than one outfit, it turns out, says Heavy Metal Magazine. R.I.P. Tarna. Why does changing clothes kill people? We had no idea. Do you not change your underwear? This explains so much. Hey, how about not dunking on your fans? Most people do have more than one outfit in real life, but when it comes to actual, cartoon characters, I've never seen Homer Simpson change his outfit. Spider-Man wears the same thing pretty much all the time. So does Superman, unless there's some kind of trademark dispute. Batman, they all wear the same thing. I don't know what it is. Red Sonja, all of these characters, they kind of wear the same thing. Why? Because it's a comic book. One wrote, I'm torn. While I generally despise bikini armor as a whole, I also have a pretty severe disdain for the complete changing of iconic characters and looks. At what point does it become an entirely different character? That is right. Green Lantern and the Flash, they are their costumes. I understand that they're characters, they have personalities, but you can't just draw Hal Jordan wearing something completely different and say, this is Green Lantern. They tried to do that. Didn't work. Just didn't work. And people were happy to see the character go back to his traditional design. The point isn't that this is happening here, but this is okay. This isn't where the real ugliness comes from. The real ugliness, you can kind of go, well, she's got a different costume. She's got armor. That's part of the story. She needs to have the armor. And then you go, you know, normally you would say, okay, fine. I can't wait till she gets back in her bikini again. The real ugliness, when you start telling your fans they don't change their underpants. Have you read the book to understand the context of the outfit, or are you just making assumptions? Trust us, read it and you will understand. Also, people should change clothes and looks. That's natural. That's a fair answer. It has come to our attention that some of you are confused that Taarna has the ability to change clothes. We'd like to remind you that you too can change clothes, and to please do so, especially your underwear. We've gotten complaints from the neighbors. Now we're dunking on the fans. Now you understand. It's like, this isn't just a story element. This is agenda. These are activists who are trying to make changes to a character that they find would be appealing to men. They can't have that. No sex in comics. And so now they're going to begin to insult you. The changes suck. Respect your fans. No, we don't want fans like that. We are good. Thank you. Now you see. It's like the mask slips so quickly. You kind of go, oh, well, maybe this is because it's a change for the story? Like they're saying, no, they're lying. It isn't a change about the story. They hate you. They hate you. I don't know why. Why? Why do you hate the people that are supporting you? Why do they hire people into these positions where changes can be made to things that people like? And then these people, there's a unique mental illness. They can't just go, oh, well, okay. Looks like we're getting some negative feedback about the armor. Well, let me just reassure them. Guys, this is just story oriented, and we understand. Just hang out with us. Trust me, you'll understand once you read the story. Most fans would kind of go, okay, all right, cool. Well, maybe I'll skip those issues. You're going to get bitching and complaining from fans. You're going to get that. You should probably just, you know, humor it and then take it to heart and then go back to giving them what they actually want. But that veneer of professionalism quickly disintegrates, and you realize that the people who are doing this is activism. This isn't creativity. This is a feminist. Is it a woman or a man? I'm not sure. They're catty, they're rude, and they all sound exactly alike. Like, wow, okay, we are good. No? Thank you. That is how they normally talk. But this is this attitude here, this stank attitude. This is SJW. This is activism. F you. Characters can change costumes. It happens all the time. I just wish this didn't have to be something political. Want to change costumes? Then change it. It is obviously political. Want to change costumes? Then change it. No need to bash old, outdated values. Old, outdated values. The things that you like are outdated. I put it to you that Heavy Metal magazine is outdated. And if you have any fans left, hang on to them and cherish them. What does that magazine sell? It can't be very good. You guys really need to cherish your fans and do better. Because that's bullshit reason. Want to do it, then do it for artistic reasons and leave it at that. Plus, making fun of fans that give you money, this is just more people becoming Comicsgate. Gives a very immature look to the company. Please learn from the mistakes of NA Comics, making fun of the fans to the point a single Japanese comic outsells all of Marvel and DC. We did not change it for any political reasons. We did it because it made sense in the story and gave the character a chance to grow. This is all pretty clear if you read the series. Why are you talking to the fans this way? Why? Oh my God. The new people running Heavy Metal must really hate their fans. Why do you hate us? Heavy Metal magazine responds to, and this is a perfectly reasonable question. Why? Why do you hate the fans? I mean, again, I used to say this all the time before I even was Comicsgate, when I was still surrounded by SJWs and just kind of living in that world. You know, I'd say, look, the fans, here's the thing, like as a comic book professional, we're like major league sports like figures. You know, I used to go to baseball games, and my dad raised me on the Phillies. Love them. But at the same time, when they would F up, my dad would be like, you filthy, dirty, rotten bum. What the? Somewhere along the line, people just kind of forgot about this. They forgot how to just kind of take, hey, you bum, just take that, just deal with it. You are the professional athlete. You are the professional. The fans, the customers have every right to boo and hiss when they don't like what you're doing. I didn't see any of the Phillies getting upset and going, hey, listen, Harv, hey, Holiday Van Sciver up there calling me a bum. You don't understand. I have a sprained wrist. Look at my batting average. What are you batting, Harv? They don't do that. Every now and then you listen, customers probably have a point somewhere. But to actually respond like this is insane. Think about your question realistically. You are an adult, we assume. Would it make sense for a company that works so hard to create and bring new art to hate its fans? Or are you just uncomfortable with change and growth? You know, change happens, guys. Accept change. You're just uncomfortable. It's your fault. It's not us. We love our fans, but they can either grow up with us or stay behind clinging to an idealized past. SJWs. Holy shit. Fire them into the sun. Andrea, am I being too noisy down here? Think about this. Maybe we've grown up and you haven't. Why aren't you growing up with us? We're taking over Heavy Metal Magazine and we're taking the main character that you really like and we're ruining her because we've grown up. We don't like looking at women in bikinis with swords flying dragons. We like to see angry bitches in full body armor commanding cucked men. Change your fantasies. Whatever you fantasize about, could you change it? Could you grow up? Now we're talking to an adult like a child, which is another SJW trait. They all talk that they condescend. They think that other adults are kindergartners who could be lectured by them. They're mentally ill. Nobody needs to be lectured by any SJW at all. You don't know who you're talking to. This Noah Griffin, he might be in the military. He might be an attorney. He's probably somebody who is successful and just likes to read Heavy Metal Magazine because he's been reading it since he was a kid. How dare you lecture this man? You are an adult, we assume. Would it make sense for a company that works so hard to create and bring new art to hate its fans? No, it doesn't fucking make sense. That's what he's trying to tell you. It doesn't make sense. Hence why we're baffled. You think that we would hate you? Or is it just that like you're an asshole? Just because we've evolved past you? You're mad because we've matured and you haven't? Talking about a comic art fantasy magazine with half-naked bimbos riding dragons. We've matured. We're not here to give you the product that you want. This is so much like, you know, my analogy, Comicsgate being a hot dog stand, because the big corporations, Burger King, which used to make Whoppers, delicious, sloppy hamburgers, some creepy, gross, patchouli stinking hippies who don't know how to run a business, get into Burger King and they go, we can't sell this stuff. People need to grow up. They're herding cows. We need to like start selling soy patties instead. Let's change the Whoppers to the soy Whopper. Soy Whoppers. And when you come and you want your meaty burger and we give you a vegetable substitute patty and you complain, we say, why won't you grow up? We've evolved. And they changed the Burger King logo to like, so he looks like Fidel Castro. Oh my God, I'm absolutely scarred by growing up with vegetarian meat substitute products. My mom went vegetarian, forced the family to go vegetarian. Holy shit, that was awful. What are these, Mom? These are chicken nuggets they're fake chicken nuggets that are made from pecans. They have been textured to, oh, why can't we just kill a chicken, Mom? Why? Anyway, under those circumstances where Burger King is yelling at the customers who are just coming to have lunch, they want their meaty, burgery, greasy lunch that they're used to, and they have every right to want that, even if it's bad for them, even if it's not the best possible option. And I don't know that naked chick on a dragon is the best possible option, but I'm not complaining about it. Every now and then, that's a lot of fun. Under the circumstances that the people who are supposed to be providing that product, who have reliably provided that product for decades, turn on the fans, decide to change the product, and then call the fans regressive. Haven't you grown up with us? We've grown up. We've changed it. Under those circumstances, me, your boy Zach, John Malin, all of you out there, Clint, Stoker, we set up hot dog stands not too far away, maybe even in the parking lot. Try to kick us out of your parking lot, Soy Burger King. I will, you don't know where I'm from. I will fucking slap you in front of your boyfriend, you hippie. All right, anyway. I'm setting up my hot dog stand right in your Soy Burger King parking lot. And I'm gonna sell hot dogs because even though my product isn't backed by a big corporation, I am still providing a product that people prefer. Under these circumstances, I will win. This is the simple premise of Comicsgate. When you see this, when Heavy Metal Magazine is talking to their fans like this, your fans become my customers. Cartoon lady wear more clothes now. How PP become big PP if can't see lady skin. Outrage, basically Pearl Harbor, change lady back. Now they're denigrating the customer. Me only achieve orgasm if cartoon lady not wear many clothes. All right, So now you're basically, they do this. They go, oh, well, you know, what do you masturbate to this material? Is that what it is? And now you can't? This is the final insult. This is sadly close to some of the responses. We've ruined the thing that you like. Oh my God. In this last example, one person wrote, no, you relax. All right. No, you relax. Being afraid of a mob of sociopaths who try to cancel every drop of sexualization is concerning. Your so-called going forward is nothing but a cheap excuse since the armor style is so old-fashioned. Move forward, my balls. Shemeta Masuda just basically slapped him right across the face. You're saying that we are chronic masturbators that are masturbating to your magazine? Who masturbates to magazines? Get an internet hookup. This is 2021. We're buying your magazine because it's a habit and we used to enjoy it. And now you're insulting us? You choosing beggar and then you grab him and you like this. You give him a slap. I grew up in New Jersey. Like this. You don't slap a woman. You slap a man. All right, no one is afraid here. The change in outfit is part of the storyline. As an author, I'm sure you understand that. If you read the series, you would know how silly your comment is. Just keep yelling. Just keep insulting. All right, so I would say that read Heavy Metal Magazine at your own discretion. They hate you. I need you to not tolerate this. You need to actually reject this. Wherever you see this stank attitude arise, you need to say, I'm sorry, I am your customer. You do not talk to me this way. We don't even let Ethan talk to us that way. Ethan only talks bad about us behind our back when we make fun of him, which is all the time. Eat something, Ethan, you're grumpy. How can you not be grumpy at this? How can you not read this and just go, what is going on? I mean, I feel like they exploit some kind of human weakness. There's a certain kind of person who wants to please the person that's screaming at them. You can shame your way into a job in comics by going, maybe you haven't grown up, but the comic book industry really needs to grow up. They're putting women in refrigerators right now. Do you know that? 1950, what a great year. Look, our magazine is selling 200 copies a month. You've insulted 83 of our customers on Twitter directly to their faces. We are now selling 117 copies. It's got to be your fault. I flat out don't care. I just want everyone to buy Cyberfrog. And if you don't like some aspect of Cyberfrog, feel free to complain. If Heather Swain isn't naked enough for you, all right, you can write me letters and complain. Probably not going to make Heather into a whore, but maybe her tank top will get wet. This is me watching the SJW mainstream just self-immolate. I love it. Your Ultra Costa says, EVS, thank you for the stream. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday. And since I'm another year old, watching you make me feel so much better, seeing that I'm not gray, bald, and fat as you are. So thanks for the gift. Happy birthday.